one. What's shaking, YouTubenites? Welcome into the last Shaker show of 2024. And what better way to do it than to have all the lords here together as a crew, the full crew. I'm excited. It's going to be an interesting show, to say the least. While you guys are congregating, let's do...
That one.
That one.
No, that one.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started. Stop that now.
That's my favorite one. All right, welcome back, guys. It's official. It's Thursday night. It's the last show of the year. Let's do round table. Gabe, say what's good.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Yo. Welcome to the Shaker Show. This is my favorite show of the week. I'm excited to talk about all the cool books on the list. I'm pumped to go through what's shaking on Cover Price. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is our last show before Christmas. I hope everybody enjoys their Christmas and their New Year and all the holidays coming up. It's going to be a fun show. Let's go at it today, guys. Let's go full force.
Let's go. Yeah. And Marty and I didn't plan this. We just both showed up in our Lord's t-shirt. Marty, looking good.
Yeah, you too. And a woman after my own heart, starting out the show with a little Star Wars action there. I'm loving it.
Fit.
Yeah.
Oh man, someone's giving Marty a tongue bath with that Star Wars.
I wish I could give you like a little tour of how much I love my Star Wars and stuff, but I don't think this will move a little bit.
No, that works, man. There you go. I didn't know you have all those hot toys, dude. You're a maniac.
Anyways.
That's what
my hot toys. And one thing I haven't yet to open yet, which I've got, is the
unboxing now.
One. Yeah, no unboxing. But
yeah, you go do some live poser with
I've had that already for 2 weeks, and I just have not gotten around to be able to open this up. And if you follow me on Instagram, you're gonna see I try to kind of keep current with posting, whatever I can as far as comic books and everything like that. But nevertheless, greetings and salutation, geeks and geekettes and YouTubenites. Welcome to our show. And man, I tell you what, we have a full panel here tonight. I am so happy. We're blowing out the year full force. Everyone's here. We're going to talk what's on this shaker list today. But nevertheless, man, thank you for joining us as always. If you're watching us live or on the rewind, we appreciate that. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please share, with all your buddies. And don't forget to follow as always. But enough of that. Okay. I would be remiss if I did not give a huge shout out and thank you to Otto from 3 Men in the Basement.
I know. I got mine today too.
He has been gifting many of folks with this beautiful card, and along with it is a letter explaining the significance of the card, okay, and along with all these signatures right here. I mean, these are some huge name signatures, and I'm not gonna totally name everything, but we got Adam Hughes here, Michael Zeck here. I mean, we've got Sean Beatty, Joe Jusko. Yeah. I mean, the name is it's these iconic names in here, and the list go on. So, nevertheless, thank you so much, 3 Men in the Basement, Otto, for this wonderful, wonderful gift. I so much appreciate it. I've seen a lot of people posting it out on IG as well, and very much thank you.
We gotta get Otto back on the show sooner or later.
I kept trying to, but he's busy. That guy works. He's a busy guy.
I'd love to have him. I mean, I always have fun when he's on there, you know.
I would,
and
love
then I'll take the hat off and do the all bald crew, you know.
We'll do it. We will make it happen. 2025, Otto's coming on the show. We will make it happen. I promise.
Yes, please, because I had a moment with Otto at Terrificon.
Oh,
It was awesome because like it was myself, there was Newbie, there was Hyper Combo Comics, there were a few people, and he was like saying hi to everybody. He's like, "Yo, a long time no see." And then he looks at me and he's like, "Who are you again?" I was like, "Oh shit."
Oh man.
Otto gets all my love for so many different reasons that only he would understand. Like
Lando, it's because all you Canadians are
They were all Canadians. But yeah, no, I love Otto.
Yeah,
Good
Chris,
people.
you're up. Say hello to everyone.
Hey yo. How about that, Lando? This is last show that I'm getting to do with Lando before he breaks up with me because of the incident at the Christmas party. We're still running that joke, right?
It's not
man, fast on the trigger with that one, Laura.
you can't blame me.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Last show of the year. Super excited to be on this panel as always. Feeling very blessed. And I don't want to run out the clock any longer. Lando, what do you got to say? Let's get to our list.
What I gotta say is it's not only the last show of 2024, guys. It's my last show as a regular for the Shakers. So I want to shake it like no one has ever shaken it before. I want to see everybody in the chat going bananas. Let's have fun tonight.
I like it.
Because yeah, man, we gotta bang out an amazing show. Last one for 2024. Laura, you ready?
Hold on, Lando. I just gotta let you know. Once you're a shaker for life.
My man.
Oh,
right,
here
all
we
right.
go.
We're
Here
off
we
the
go.
rails already. If you are just joining, welcome into the Shaker Show. This list comes from our friends over at Cover Price. We are looking at the new high sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily Shaker list. The list changes several times every day, so make sure to check it out so you can see what are some of the hottest trending books in the market. What do we have for Shaker number one?
all right, shaker number one, 28 days later, number one, the second print from Boom Studios 2009. 28 Days Later was a breakout success in 2002 for director Danny Boyle and star Cillian Murphy. The film spawned an equally successful sequel when 28 Weeks Later debuted, and in 2025, the highly anticipated follow-up, 28 Years Later, finally arrives. The first two films grossed nearly $200 million worldwide and were critically and commercially successful. In 2009, Boom Studios published 28 Days Later, the comic series. This series ran for 24 issues and bridged most of the gap between the two films. The recent release of 28 Years Later trailer has led to a boom in everything 28 Days Later related. The physical copies of both films, DVD and Blu-ray, have sold for increased amounts, and the comic series has seen an increase in sales as well. The second print, issue number one, has long been a $25 to $40 book, but set a new all-time high sale this past week with a raw dog near mint copy going for $70. The series could easily experience aftermarket growth from now until the release date of the next film, which is June 20th, 2025.
Okay.
Boom.
Boom.
Dope.
I never had this comic, but I had the omnibus for this.
If you have not seen the other covers to 28 Days Later, they're absolutely sick. I'm telling you. If you enjoy, and they're all black the black and red covers.
Yeah.
And if you enjoy like post-apocalyptic sort of gear, yeah, then you're really going to enjoy this. And just like the movies, I mean, you know, when 28 Days Later came out, I really enjoyed that. I really did. It just put a whole different spin to post-apocalyptic zombies, sort of, you know, right?
My wife hates those movies because the zombies run, and she doesn't like running zombies.
Oh yeah. So there's the running zombies, and then there's the walking zombies, right? So
Shambling. Yeah. This movie scared the hell out of me.
No kidding. No kidding.
I'm just like nightmares for days. Zombies are one of those things, you know. I've already gone on the record here. Everybody knows how to traumatize me if they ever meet me in the future. But this is a pretty cool book, though, and I could definitely see why these later printings, especially back in 2009, before people got on the wisdom to buy those second, third, fourth prints, this is gonna demand some attention. And I think that this might be one of those covers that, you know, people don't always pick because it's not obvious, right? I mean, you see second print, 2009. Maybe this is in a back issue bin that's not getting that much attention. I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
We'll see. I don't know how many retailers in 2009 was ordering second prints of 28 Days Later. That's
the thing, Gabe, dude. Like, I know that the first print, there's the Sean Phillips cover. It's this one, but just regular in color, right? So now the second print in red, I have never seen that. So this is the first time I see it. I know people are going bananas with the 28 years later. Cillian Murphy. People thought they spotted him in the trailer. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, I hope he's in it. He's so good. Everything he does is gold.
There's a zombie like popping out of a bush or like in some, I don't know what it is, a haystack. I don't remember what it was, but it literally looks like him, the jawline and everything. But apparently they had to come out and say it's not him. But he is working on the movie, if I'm not mistaken. He's involved in the I think the production side or whatever. So he's got to make a cameo. He absolutely has to make an appearance in this film. But yeah, this is a cool cover. I never saw a second print of this.
I haven't seen the trailer for the new one yet. I need to watch it.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it in the morning.
In the sunlight. Right next to a church.
All my windows open.
He's so freaked out. You know, it can be a real thing too. I mean, I had a buddy of mine, man. I'm not going to mention any names, but he was scared to death of midgets, man. Midgets freaked him out.
I had a friend like that
people,
too,
you know.
I had a homie like that too.
Anymore, Marty.
I apologize. I didn't mean anything, but you know.
We're moving on. There you go. 28 Days Later, second printing, boom, 2009, top sale for a raw near mint plus at $70. Marty, I think you're up next, right? Yeah.
I am up next, and number 2 brings you the Cimmerian, the Maneaters of Zamboula. Number 1. This is Weird Tales, the Virgin 1:40 ratio, published by Blaze in 2021. This Conan story, Man-Eaters of Zamboula, was originally published in Weird Tales in November 1935 and has been reprinted several times since, most notably in Marvel's Savage Sword of Conan number 14. The story is from Conan the Wanderer, published by Lancer Books in 1968, and depicts Conan in uncensored adventures, showing his unrestrained, violent, and sexual sides that Robert E. Howard intended. Weird Tales is a rare and expensive book, last selling for $330 in a raw no grade more than a year ago, with only 5 previous sales since 2020. The Virgin variant is not quite as expensive, last selling for $45 for a raw near mint copy, but sales are infrequent. And this week saw a record sale of $300 for a graded 9.6. There are only 4 copies sold on the CGC census, with only 1 being a 9.8. So it makes sense that Conan collectors would want this. So looking at this beautiful cover, you know, big fan of Conan myself. I've collected the entire run of the Marvel Conan series, and I've been reading Robert E. Howard novels since I was in high school, and so I'm a big fan of Robert E. Howard because Conan the Barbarian, Bellet, and the whole Hyborian Age. Also, along with that comes Red Sonja, and everybody knows who Red Sonja is, and it also that so many great, wonderful stories come from that era. So, be big, huge fan. I can see why this cover could be going for that much, especially
amazing. I like
it's
she looks like a
beautiful.
porcelain figure,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
who did this cover? Because it's incredible.
I don't know.
Nobody.
That's a good question.
You don't see many things like this that have like the shadow. To me, the thing that I noticed the most is not the homage to what I imagine is Birth of Venus, the piece of art, but it's the shadow. To me, is kind of what stands out. It looks like almost like a spider, like an ominous presence. It's kind of the feeling that I get when you see these like virgin covers that are all one color backgrounds. You don't really see very many like backdrop shadows. You see forefront shadows. So this is an interesting piece of art.
It's pretty.
Margaret Brundage. So I'm not familiar with her at all. And I got to tell you that this cover totally has me interested. Like I wanted to learn more about this artist because the cover is insane.
It looks like a very, very old cover, just from the way it's drawn and colored. It possibly could. I don't know if it's a new artist or not, but it has a very old feel to it.
Yeah,
I would love to ask her if her influence on this was the Birth of Venus from Sandro Botticelli. That's the woman in the oyster shell. If you're familiar with that very classic piece of art.
Yeah.
But it looks like that to me. That's the instinct that I'm getting.
I think Derek just nailed it. The face is very silent film look. That's so true. I like that comment. That's interesting.
I'm seeing a lot of weird tales popping up. So I don't know. I'm not familiar with the artist. So
well, the first appearance of Conan, right? You're talking about the storyline. Robert E. Howard, and he originally invented Conan in, I believe, 1930s, around that time frame, and he wrote many other books. And I saw one of the chat members who were commenting on King Conan. I love King Conan too. I've actually got that whole series, Marvel whole series too. So I really enjoyed that. Anyways, but yeah, and just to answer when I think Jonathan asked if I picked up the Cimmerian series. Yeah, I did. As a matter of fact, I got one really beautiful cover here that I posted on Instagram, and it has Cimmerian and the Frost Giant's daughter, and so
that's gorgeous. You guys gotta follow Marty. He posts the best stuff on IG. Okay, shaker number 2. The Cimmerian, the Maneaters of Zamboula. Number 1, Weird Tales version 1 in 40 from Ablaze Publishing back in 2021. And yeah, CGC 9.6 coming in at $300. What do we have next? Oh.
Next, we have Dave Stevens' Sketches and Studies, Volume 1, signed and numbered by Dave Stevens, 1 of 1,000. This is from an unknown publisher. I think it's down there at the bottom, but Bulldog Studios, something like that. And it's from 2002. One of the most iconic illustrators in the history of comics. Dave Stevens' work is notable even when you put it against other giants who have graced the pages of your favorite books. Stevens' early career as a storyboard artist on films like Raiders of the Lost Ark created a strong foundation for one of his most notable artistic achievements, creating The Rocketeer. The Rocketeer was eventually so popular that it was picked up for a well-received movie produced by Disney in 1991. Dave's work on The Rocketeer, his overall line work when drawing the human form, most notably Betty from Betty Page, has made Stevens a highly sought artist for decades. This week, Volume 1 of a collection of Dave's work entitled Dave Stevens' Sketches and Studies hit an all-time high for a raw sale of $200. doubling the most recent sale of the book last July. This collection features around 30 pages, sketches, thumbnails, and other small works completed by Dave during his time when he was alive, and it was limited to 1,000 copies. Additionally, each of these works is hand-signed and numbered by Dave himself. The comic world unfortunately lost Dave after a long battle with leukemia, ended his life in 2008. But rest assured that the industry has certainly felt Dave's impact while he was here and will continue to feel his impact for decades to come. Okay, so I just learned something very interesting. Dave Stevens worked on the storyboard art for Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's badass.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either. When you read that, I was like, what? I had no clue.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And then the other thing that I think I would say, you're talking about 1,000 copies of this book, each of them signed and numbered by Dave Stevens, and it's only $200.
Yeah,
that is too low. That's too low.
I agree.
I think if you have an opportunity to get one of these in the $150 to $200 range, it's a trigger buy in my mind.
Yep, dude. That was the first thing that popped into my head is the fact that this is signed. Like Dave Stevens covers have been going bananas for quite some time. Yes, they've come down a little bit, but this book right here being signed and numbered by him, raw $200 is very cheap in my opinion. We've seen books go for way more that are not signed, right? It's just classic Dave Stevens covers, which I totally understand, but $200 for a raw. This is a book, I don't care what anybody says, I would want to keep raw. I wouldn't be slabbing this personally. I would want to go through this artwork over and over again. I think this is an awesome piece to add to the collection. This is wicked.
I have to agree with you on that, Lando. I wouldn't slab anything like this. I mean, think about the rarity of this. Only limited to 1,000, and not only that, signed and numbered by Dave Stevens, such an iconic figure in this community, in this industry, man. And so to have something like this in your collection, I'm sorry, then it's priceless. It's a treasure to hang on to. $200, just like Chris said, a steal.
Yeah.
So if you see someone selling this, pick it up, man. I don't think you'd go wrong.
So there's only one on the bay, and it's at $500. And looking at the picture, looking at the pictures that are on the auction site, this looks like it's more. I think it might be bigger than magazine size. I think it's somewhere in between magazine and treasury size. So I don't think it's something that you could get slabbed anyway. But it's definitely one of those absolutely gorgeous, pieces of art that, you don't want to put this on the coffee table. This is one of those books that you treasure, you put into a safe somewhere, and you enjoy it privately, and don't let anybody's sticky fingers touch it.
Wow.
Speaking of sticky fingers, Gabe.
This is awesome. Yeah, this isn't the kind of thing you would want to slab. It's I love sketchbooks. When artists used to do sketchbooks and bring them to conventions, it's just a really fun way of seeing them kind of pour out their mind on paper.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you guys want to say hi to my mom real quick?
Hi, Mom.
Mama Bird.
Say hi, Mom.
Where's that Mama?
Say hi. There's Mom. Hi.
I can't see Mom.
Oh,
She brought me a pie.
oh wow.
Hi.
Laura, it's so nice of you to bring your sister on.
She's loving that.
Yeah.
Is it similar?
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Bye, Mom. Love you. Thank you. She always shows up with baked goods. Does anybody else?
That's so awesome. That's awesome. Mom
Italian,
showing up with pastries. I love it.
She always either pastries or alcohol. She'll show up with like wine or a pie.
So coolest mom in the world, right there.
Dave Stevens, Sketches and Studies in Volume 1, signed and numbered by Dave Stevens. We were just talking about this, a raw for $200. Lando, what do we have next?
Shaker number 4 brings us Legend of Oz, Wicked West, issue number 4, the Sanders variant by Big Dog Inc., 2012. Natalie Sanders has been working in comics for a little over a decade now. Her early work on BDI, which I said was Big Dog Inc., led to more opportunities with other publishers such as Top Cow. Image, DC, etc., Sanders has amassed quite the fan base over the past 10 plus years, and many of her covers have begun to climb in price accordingly. Her cover work on books such as Ursa Minor issue number 5, G.I. Joe 255, New York Comic Con, and Night Terror's Ravager issue number 2 have all eclipsed the $60 benchmark in raw form. Another book to add to this ever-growing list is the Sanders cover for Legend of Oz Wicked West issue number 4. This book set a new all-time high this past week with the sale of a near-mint raw copy for $121. This standout sale could shine light on some of Sanders' other early work as well, so keep an eye peeled for some of her covers for Big Dog Ink and smaller printed covers such as Aphrodite V. I like this cover. Me gusta.
So this makes me really curious about the story because you have, I'm assuming this is the Wicked Witch of the West, maybe, right?
Okay.
I don't know.
Who knows? Because who knows? Okay, just going back to Natalie Sanders. First of all, let's just say, okay, I don't think many people will really read a lot of these Wicked West Legend of Oz books. You know, like the Xenoscope books as well. They really collect them for the cover, and I know because I collect a lot of them too for the cover. You know, there's no
you're honest about it, Marty. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I like the whole idea, the subculture of, you know, the fairy tales, old children's books and things made into like a real life adventure. I like that. I like that idea. I like the concept of that, you know. Yeah. But, you know, there's just too much of a whole different universe on that side. And but nevertheless, they have some amazing artists that come out of there, you know. And one of them is, I think you guys talked last week, Victor or Igor something. But yeah, he's another huge Xenoscope artist. And J. Scott Campbell, he actually does a few of those. But anyways, I know this ain't Xenoscope. I'm getting on a tangent here, but Big Dog Ink Comics. But Natalie Sanders, man, she does amazing, gorgeous covers like you see right here. I had no idea this one existed. This has that Western, you know, era. You know, she uses a mirror.
All her images are herself.
You got the girl here who's dressed like a saloon girl from the Old West, right? And then the Wicked West is in the title. And it has, you know, Emerald City vibe to it. This is kind of a pretty cool pop culture mashup with a little bit of historical nod. I think this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's wicked. Dude, she did the Catwoman 47, the one where Catwoman is like with her mug photo, like holding the Gotham City thing. I don't know if you've ever seen that cover.
I know the Adam Hughes cover.
So which one again, Lando? What was that? The Catwoman one?
Yeah, hold on. I'll see if I could maybe.
Marty, you mentioned that you like the old fairy tale books kind of being like reimagined and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever read Alan Moore's Lost Girls?
Actually, I have that, man.
Okay. All right. We'll stop the conversation there.
But we can talk about it. We can talk about it in detail on other platforms, maybe.
Yeah, that'll be a Legends. That'll be a Legends episode.
There we go. There we go.
Book, Gabe. It's a hell of a book.
So, Marty, Natalie Sanders actually uses a mirror when she does her stuff. Have you ever seen what she looks like in real life? She's very similar to the character she draws.
Really?
Gorgeous.
Really?
Look her up.
Is
she uses her. She does that. I think Carla Cohen does that a little bit. You can kind of see, but with Natalie's stuff, you can definitely tell it's the same eyes. Like it's her eyes.
Yeah.
Just make it.
She does great work. Beautiful work.
Hold on. I just want to share the screen very quickly, and then we can move on. Hold on. Let me find it. So I'm confused. This is an homage cover because it's Natalie Sanders who did this?
Yeah, that would be homaging Hughes, right?
Yeah, that's Adam Hughes. Yeah, the original one was Adam Hughes, but yes, she did one of those. Yeah, I actually have that one. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really well done, though. I mean, that's
now the original one by Adam Hughes. That fetches a pretty penny down too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So help me with something real fast. Is she sliding cards from her leg up her hand? Is that what she's
Yeah,
doing
she's
there?
cheating, which you should always do in
cheating?
card. You
All
should
right.
always check card games.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you want to cheat in cards, the way that you can do that here on the Shaker Show is hitting the like button and the bell icon so you can cheat ahead of all the rest of the comic industry and know when this channel goes live. And while you're at it, go down and hit the subscribe button and leave a comment as to what your favorite cover of the night is and how brutal my segues into these call for actions are.
That was good. That was flawless. I would never have noticed. All right, so shaker number 4, guys. We have the Legend of Oz: The Wicked West, top sale for a raw near mint, coming in at $121. Gabe, we're back to you. What do we got next?
Whoa.
Gabe.
Yeah, you with us?
I think he's on mute.
Oh wait, shaker number 5. We're gonna do some Bronze Age back issue talk here. Shaker number 5 is Marvel Team Up number 15 from 1973. The Marvel Universe is full of obscure and odd characters. One of those oddities is a character named the Orb, appearing in this shaker. Drake Shannon was a motorcycle stuntman and, of course, had to be a rival of Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider. After a motorcycle accident left his face disfigured, he turned to crime and donned a helmet shaped like a giant eyeball to hide his scars. He used his motorcycle skills and a helmet, which had hypnotic properties, in his criminal activity. Somebody was smoking something in the 70s. In 2008, the character reappeared in a strange form. Rather than a helmet that looked like a massive eyeball, the Orb's head was just one oversized eyeball, actual eyeball. The character became a personal favorite of writer Jason Aaron, who featured the character in several of his works, especially when we came down to the original Sin storyline. It's not the rarest of books because Marvel Team-Ups was a well-circulated series. However, this issue also marks the first time Spider-Man met Ghost Rider in the comics. There are 518 grades on the CGC census, with 29 of them being a 9.8. Recently, one of those 9.8s sold for $1,750.
Damn!
I love these old Ghost Rider books. I mean, I know this is Marvel Team Up, but I just love these old 70s Ghost Rider stuff. That stuff is all great. It's all satanic. It's all like demons and snakes and stuff like that. It was the 70s. Satanism was a big thing back then.
And they still had the Comic Code Authority on that too. Yeah. So, you know,
this is back when it eased up a little bit though, because Mark Wolfman, that was his actual name. And they were like, oh, well, you can have Wolfman now because that guy's a real name. So it kind of eased up that stranglehold that the Comics Code had on comic books for a long time.
Yep.
Thank you, Mark Wolfman.
So 9.8, 1973 Marvel Team Up. The paper quality at this time was garbage.
Oh, it was all toilet paper. It was basically toilet paper.
Yeah. It's incredible that anybody got a 9.8 on this thing. This is like one of those, you know, TiVo would call this a time machine moment because how hard it would be to get something so minty from this time frame.
It must look beautiful. Like if you see like high grade, like Bronze Age or Silver Age books, those things are beautiful. They're like
the bright colors, the crispness. It just has it practically glows in the dark.
Yeah. I wanna focus a bit though on the Orb, because we spoke about the book. Everybody brought up great points, but the Orb is a very interesting character. You spoke Original Sin. Some people feel indifferent. I actually really enjoyed Original Sin, but you said Jason Aaron loves the Orb. He loves the character, brings him back. He actually killed him off in Avengers 750, guys. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, he's brought him back in a few different series and stuff. Yep. Like, he even has Jason Aaron has a weird thing for eyeballs. Like he has eyeball tattoos on his arm and stuff like that. It all kind of tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you
awesome.
gotta keep an eye on that guy.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
No pun intended. Or pun
But,
intended.
Marvel Team Up number 15, 1973. Top sale. If any of you out there have a 9.8, you're looking at over $1,000, $1,750. Marty, what do we have next?
Yeah, number 6 Shaker brings you Savage Dragon issue number 206, Oscars Blazing in Berkeley, published by Image in 2015. Comic books can appear in the strangest places and for the oddest reasons. Take this super unique Savage Dragon variant, for example, sold in 2015 exclusively at Oscars. Oscars was a Berkeley campus must-visit since opening in 1950. This greasy spoon closed in summer of 2015. Eric Larson spent many days at the joint when he was driving his son to school in the East Bay. Through all those visits, Larson developed a soft spot for the burger joint. The owners and Larson had joked about doing a comic signing there, but made it a reality when the establishment was being closed. He sold a limited numbers of these comics only at the restaurants in the weeks leading up to its closure. In fact, Larson drew some of the staff members in real life into the comic panels. While other Oscar locations are still in operations, none of them are quite as iconic as the original. The cover features the iconic restaurant with its scalloped roof overhang, vintage signage, and white globe lights. This book is quite rare, with only 4 known CGC grades on the census. Recently, a near mint raw copy was sold for $300.
That's wicked.
Beautiful. That's such a great homage
So good.
to a place that you frequent, that you loved,
Yeah.
And that's great. I would love someone to do an homage of me and my family or something. You know what I mean? That'd be such a it says a lot, about that person.
Yeah.
Well, this says a lot about Savage Dragon too. Like Savage Dragon does not get any love, does not get as much love as it deserves. But it being at like issue 275, all drawn, all written, everything done by Eric Larson.
Yep.
So when that thing hits 300, that's going to break a major record for an indie comic book. But with Savage Dragon, it's one of those series it's a pull box series, meaning that the only copies out there are ones that fans are ordering. No store orders extra copies of Savage Dragon. Stores probably order 2-3 copies because they have 2 or 3 people who are asking for it. I'm one of those guys. I love everything Savage Dragon, and there's crazy variants out there that are just impossible to find. This is one of them. There's like a Todd McFarlane one. Like, it's such a rich history of a comic book, but they're impossible.
How excited Gabe gets. Gabe,
They're so impossible.
This is why you belong here, Gabe. You're all like,
Well, Gabe, I mean, you've worked at a LCS, man, comic book store. So seeing that firsthand too gives you such more in-depth knowledge about seeing, especially with Savage Dragon, like you said.
Yeah.
Such, a lot of people, it's a lot of people don't go with Savage Dragon. They're not a lot of fans of it, except for that following.
Yeah, like Lord of Brooklyn mentioning in there, like it's Eric Larson does whatever the hell he wants in that book, and it gets really frisky sometimes in that book.
Yeah,
there's some hardcore smutty stuff that happens in that book, so you have to be a fan. You can't just stumble across. And it's not every issue. It's not it's not a porn book whatsoever. But every so often, it's like, whoa, like what's going on here? Like this is crazy stuff, especially with Malcolm and his wife. But it's just one of those books. Like, and that's how I got most of my collection, was from working in stores, because I would. Anytime anybody came in with the collection and they had like Savage Dragon, I was like, dibs, those are mine. Like, I'm taking these Savage Dragons home with me for sure.
But Gabe, I just wanted to add to one point, and then obviously Chris, take it away. But you spoke indies and you spoke Eric Larson, Todd McFarlane Spawn, Eric Larson Savage Dragon. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, Eric Larson is very passionate about Savage Dragon, loves it a lot. I saw him at Terrificon. He had a lot of Savage Dragon stuff there with him as well, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I'll give my piece after, because I feel bad I cut off Chris.
No, So the only when you look at the crossover to popular culture and media, right? There was a Savage Dragon cartoon that lasted like I think 1 or 2 seasons, maybe. And then there's been talks of a movie, but Eric Larson's kind of gone on the record saying that he doesn't care about that. And I think at one time there was talk about a Savage Dragon video game. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if, the cartoon was back in 95. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some conversation about possible Savage Dragon IP usage in popular culture media, because that's just kind of the thing that's happening right now. And a lot of those companies are really starting to cherry pick those mid 90s nostalgia acts, right? And I think Savage Dragon is definitely one of them. And I could see it being a pretty cool movie. I think there's some good ideas for this dragon turned cop turned superhero kind of thing. I think there's room for that. I'm lucky enough to have 2 copies of Savage Dragon's first appearance, and I'm going to get those slabbed. But
the Megaton issues.
Yeah.
Nibs.
Yeah, I got them in the collection. I think Lando, I showed you, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, check this out. But these variants of Savage Dragon, like you said, Gabe, very hard to find.
Yeah.
Very rare. The blazing in Berkeley makes me think that Eric Larson and Oscar were probably smoking pot when they came up with the idea for the cover. But whatever. Good stuff.
Now, whether they were or not, that's a whole other question. I actually have a question for all of you guys. I like the fact that Eric Larson is so passionate about Savage Dragon, and you know what, man? It was his favorite place to go and grab a bite, and he paid an homage to this place as it closed down. If you could pick one place, one landmark that you would have homaged in a cover, what would it be?
Oh, now you got me on the spot.
I did.
Man, yeah, that's
Crazy Horse. No.
Okay.
What's
oh man.
Wait, what's
Crazy
Crazy Horse? Why are you all laughing? I don't get it.
It's a Nevada thing, Laura.
It's a Las Vegas strip club.
Oh, I'm like, was that a restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Montreal got a
Spearmint Rhino.
Oh my God.
Love
I
it.
have I only went to one strip club once and it was horrible. The Alaskan Bush Company, which I was like, oh, it's gonna be like,
Oh,
festive.
really?
That says it all right there.
Oh,
It's unison. It's unison. Everyone said strip club.
I don't know about going to something.
Is it a greenhouse? Do they sell shrubberies?
I don't know.
Confused.
It's probably like
I'm
an
so
Alaska
confused.
theme. It wasn't.
Don't you
Alaska.
need more clothes to be a gardener? What are you doing?
Yeah,
Jeez.
that ruined me.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
goodness,
Crazy
man! You
question.
kill me. Are you killing me?
Okay, so one place.
No, we all agreed on the same place. Even Laura.
You know what? I would love to see Bird City Comics' new storefront homaged in a comic book cover.
That's cool.
Oh, damn.
There we go.
That's
There
cool.
we go.
I can't
not
beat
bad.
that. That's like the nicest thing ever. Yeah, guys, we got a store, like officially. Look us up on Google. Leave a good review. Don't leave a bad one. Leave a good one.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
All right.
Anyway, oh yeah,
That's the
sorry.
only reason
Like, hopefully, what?
Next speaker.
Moving on. Savage Dragon
Take this
206.
ass, okay?
Blazing in Berkeley. Raw, near mint, $300. What do we have for number 7?
Teen Titans number 75, the Adam Hughes 1 in 25 variant from DC Comics in 2009. Adam Hughes has become a regular on the Weekly Shakers Report as he flexes his muscles with outstanding cover art from the 80s to today. He began his career working on indie titles such as Maze Agency and Justice Machine before moving on to DC Comics, where he rose to fame. His runs on Wonder Woman, Catwoman, and Zatanna still resonate with collectors, but his most coveted artwork came on incentive covers for Legion of Superheroes number 23 and Teen Titans number 75. These covers showcase the characters Supergirl and Starfire in what is now the classic Hughes style. Legion of Superheroes sold for $1,500 and a graded 9.8 a few weeks ago, just $300 off its all-time high. And this week, Teen Titans number 75 hit a record as a graded 9.8, sold for $1,702.
Damn!
Less than $100 off the all-time high for Legion of Superheroes, as these two variants battle for supremacy as the most collectible and expensive Hughes variants. It will be fun to see which one breaks the 2K barrier first.
Oop, I was muted. Yeah, cool. This is like my daughter's favorite. She loves Teen Titans. She had me watch the entire series. I like
great series. She did you a favor.
She loves it. Ellie's like a DC. That's all she likes to watch is everything DC. Yeah,
Adam Hughes, of course, I love his style. And I'm assuming this is definitely a cover buy because the read never really said much about first appearance or anything like that. So I'm assuming, of course, it's either a cover buy for Adam Hughes or the artist or whatever. But once again, gorgeous work. I have a couple guys of the New York Warriors. I think they talked about going to a convention a while back and trying to get a sketch from Adam Hughes and everything. And I guess they were just talking about how just really quick and scribblish it was. I don't know. Gabe, did you ever run into him at any of the conventions or anything like that?
Hughes?
Yeah.
Gabe, where are you? Where's your voice?
Oh, sorry. He did signings at Torpedo. He did a signing of Adam Hughes and J. Scott Campbell, so double whammy.
Drop!
Getting all the videos out today, yeah.
I am. I'm breaking out all my buttons.
Marty loaded that up like a softball. Right on a silver platter. Like, yeah, debate.
Yeah, that was one of our more wild signings too. Like Adam Hughes and J. Scott Campbell. Like that was an amazing.
Really, yeah. Oh my God, I'm telling you what, man. Those two at a signing, man, I can't imagine. Yeah,
I met him too, and he was just like not what I was expecting.
In
He was
regards,
nice. He just wasn't very, huh?
In
in
what way?
regards to,
Like
he was just
oh, you draw like you're taller. Is that what you
no,
mean?
he was very just like disinterested. Like I know him a lot, especially like at cons, and I watch him. I'm like, oh my God, Adam Hughes, hi! I'm like, I'm Laura. Like I'm like so excited to meet him. He's like, hi.
so something, Laura. It's funny you say that because when I had seen him at Terrificon, I got a few books signed by him, and he's very mellow. I will agree to that,
Mellow.
but he's super nice. You know what I mean? Like he was charging the cheapest out of every artist there. I think his signings were like $5 or something like that. So it was like dirt cheap, right? So like there was that, and his signature is so funny because it's literally just that AH, right?
Ah!
Okay,
Yeah,
but
it's just like
he signed my book, and I was like, oh God, he hates me. I'm ruining this. I'm like, I'm just putting my foot in my mouth. I was just so excited. But then like when he dotted the I, it looked like a heart. And he goes, the dot looks like a heart, and handed it back to me.
I believe a lot of his earlier signatures did not have the I, the exclamation point, or a lot of it was just the AH. And I think later on, a lot of the other signings, you start noticing that.
yeah. But just to add about this book, again, Teen Titans going to 25 copies ordered from shops at this point in time. Was that really happening? Well, just to give you an idea, the CGC census on this particular issue, you got 33 universal labels, which means blue labels, guys. And then you have 9 under the signature series. So you have 9 signed copies, 42 in total of this cover on the CGC census. So it looks like it's relatively hard to come across. I've never seen this in the wild either. So yeah, I think I understand the price tag here.
Well, yeah, because Jeff Johns was no longer on this series. Jeff Johns did like the first like 50 issues, I want to say, on the top of my head. So after he leaves, I'm sure the sales just drop. So for people to keep a 25 issue pull list on this is probably hard after the biggest writer in comics drops off the book.
Yeah.
All right, shaker number 7, Teen Titans number 75, Adam Hughes 125, a CGC 9.8, $1,702. We are almost there, folks. Only 3 shakers left for 2024. What do we have next?
Well, up next we have Underworld Blood Wars, issue number 1, Darkstorm Comics Studio, back in 2017, now created by Kevin Grevioux, the mind behind the iconic saga. This 78-page one-shot adaptation of the 5th Underworld movie expands the story of Selene as she evades both Lycans and her fellow vampires, uncovering a hidden vampire stronghold in the frozen north. There are 9 total slabs on the CGC census, with only 2 graded at 9.8. The most recent 9.8 set a new all-time high with a sale of $175, surpassing the previous record of $120 from May 2021. Fair market value for a raw near mint sits at $56, highlighting the premium collectors are willing to pay for top condition copies. Both a rarity and a continuation of a beloved franchise, Underworld Blood Wars issue number 1 is a true shaker in modern comic collecting. Yeah.
I fantasize about Kate Beckinsale.
Everybody fantasizes about
vampire,
Kate
something like that, and just I have this cover. I own this. So I'm very happy because, and honestly, you know, I love the series, the whole Underworld series. I really enjoyed that, man. The Lycans, you know, the vampires, and all that whole storyline.
I had like a girl crush on her, so I actually went and cut my hair and my shoulders, dyed it black. I was like trying to be Kate Beckinsale. It was not a good look for me, but yeah, she's
really.
Have you seen Click?
The movie,
Click,
yes. Like with Adam Sandler?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that. Okay, yeah, I've seen that. Yes.
That movie. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh, and Pearl Harbor, obviously, right?
Was she in Pearl Harbor?
Oh,
was that?
Wait, she's the wife in Click.
Right.
Oh my god, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, she's the wife in Click, and then she's in Pearl Harbor. She like dates both guys.
And then you throw in that accent along with that too.
So
it would.
Just to add to that, the movie Click, there's a scene where obviously, you know, he's fast forwarding through a lot of things, and then a lot of things get fast forwarded. Do you blame the guy for lasting like 3 minutes? No, I don't.
You have seen it. That movie always makes me cry.
Adam Sandler made perfect sense at that point of the movie. So
yeah. Kate Beckinsale.
Add to this. I've seen all these. I love them.
Yeah, this is actually the second time I've seen this on the list actually, and I believe the last time I saw it was last year. So this is I believe sometime in around this time. So if I'm correct, but this is the second time I've actually seen this.
Yeah, I wasn't doing shakers then, so I don't know.
Yeah,
we need JB back. JB, if you are watching, what the hell, bro? Get back.
I know, bro. Come on.
We want you.
Marty, is this a square bound?
Square bound?
It's 78 page.
Yeah.
Is it square bound?
Perfect bound, like Dark Knight bound.
Yeah, actually it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it's hard to get a 9.8 in the square bound, so that's interesting.
Yeah, if you open those books, they get creased.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, and because it's that it's got that cardstock cover to it too. So once you turn it, you break it, it's forever broken. You know, there's no Preston that damage right there.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when they go and they slab the books, they're supposed to do like a page check and everything. So, you know, I'm very interested to know how CGC does that. I understand why this is a rare book. I understand that there are fans of the actress and the movie. I don't like the movies franchise personally.
They're so good. The soundtrack's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's gone.
That wasn't me. I didn't even do it.
What's the name? I can't remember the name of the other actress that played in the second movie. She has that British accent too. Gorgeous, full, beautiful. Oh, she played the
actors. You're right.
Calm down there, Marty.
You're always kicking me for just voicing my opinion.
Yeah, should we kick him again? He's doing it again.
One more time. One more time.
There he goes. There he goes. One more time for 2024. Bye, Chris. He's a good sport. We're just messing with him.
I'm talking to HR.
Again.
Let's keep going. Underworld Blood Wars #1, Dark Store Comic Studios 2017. Top sale for CGC 9.8, $175. What do we have next?
Is this me again?
Yep.
All right. I lost track with all the talking. Perfect. Shaker number 9. We got Wonder Woman number 28. A beautiful J.G. Jones steampunk cover. That was a 1 in 25 from DC Comics in 2014. J.G. Jones had built up a considerable resume in the comic book industry by the time he started to return to cover work in the mid-2010s. In 1994, John started publishing work with the likes of Dark Horse and Vertigo before attracting the attention of DC Comics and Marvel. In 1998, Jones helped create the second Black Widow for the Marvel Knights relaunch with writer Devin Grayson. He then illustrated the indie comic Wanted with writer Mark Miller in 2003. In 2018, when Wanted debuted, one second. All right. When Wanted debuted in theaters, Jones started working with Grant Morrison in the enormous DC crossover Final Crisis and its various tie-ins.
Want me to take over on this one?
I got it. All right, buddy. Final Crisis crossover and its various tie-ins. Jones tackled the cover for Wonder Woman 28 in 2014, right after he completed interior for DC's Before Watchmen comedian series in 2013, and just before starting 2015's Strange Fruit with Mark Waid for Boom Studios. At the time, Jones was churning out some incredible cover art that was used for books like Superior Spider-Man 17 and Batgirl 28, which also featured a steampunk showcase. This hard-to-find variant has seen several sales this year, including a near mint raw for $655 in October and a 9.6 graded copy for $900 in early November. More recently, a 9.8 copy of this book sold for a record-setting $2,400 on December 17th.
Wow.
Holy hell.
Wow, man. Dude, that's huge, man. I'm a huge steampunk fan, as if you didn't know, by Halloween, you know? So, and anything, definitely anything steampunk.
You
That's a beautiful
killed
cover.
that costume, too. That costume was so cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We got another Old West steampunky looking cover. I'm sensing a little bit of a theme this Shakers list.
Yeah. Don't ever underestimate mid 2000s Wonder Woman variants. They are always money. It's very surprising. I think it's just because not many people were buying her book as often back then. But I mean, there's every time I find a variant for Wonder Woman, I always pick it up because it's usually worth between $25 and $40.
This is a great series too. New 52 Wonder Woman, that Brian Azzarello series. This is a beautiful book. It's such a good series.
Yeah.
Never seen it. Never laid eye on it.
Same. No, that because I'm literally looking at the CGC census, and what I come across when it comes to the J.G. Jones steampunk cover, I'm only coming across the Panini version, and it's showing me one CGC 9.8 on the census. So if that's this one, then I totally understand the $2,400 price tag. I've never seen this cover. Never seen this cover ever before. The Wonder Woman series from this time in 2014, 2013 was relatively good. It was okay. But yeah,
it just wasn't selling well though.
Yeah, it wasn't. It really wasn't. I remember doing it was so easy for me to like copies, like pick them up because I had left Wonder Woman to the wayside, right? And I was going back to pick up these issues, and I was finding issue 1, 2, 3, like nothing. I only hopped on as of like issue 12. So I was picking up all the back issues to read them, but like never in my life have I seen this cover. So if there is only one CGC 9.8 out there, man, I totally understand the price tag. If not, well, then I wonder how many actually are on that census.
Yeah. I mean, my preferred Wonder Woman is going to be the George Perez Wonder Woman. So that's my preferred era for Wonder Woman. And I haven't really gotten deep into any of the Wonder Woman stories since then, except for Absolute Wonder Woman. So kind of wonder that attention that Absolute Wonder Woman is getting, is that causing some of these back issue variants that are pretty rare to start spiking?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Absolute Wonder Woman, because like literally Absolute Wonder Woman 1 itself is still, I've been seeing them on shelves at some LCSs here. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad guess. It's just for myself, it's mostly coming down to this variant because I've never seen this. I really, yeah, there you go. Cover price saying on day one, this was a $75 book. So it's really cool. I've never seen this. It's a really nice cover.
Now, honestly, I mean, you think about Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman is not a very often read title, and I hate to say, but it's not an often read title. But I don't think this does have anything to do with the Absolute Universe or anything like that, because a lot of people go back and collect certain Wonder Woman covers. The George Perez, like you had mentioned. That #1, that's a very popular a cover as well. So a lot of people do go back, and there's a certain collection of bondage Wonder Woman covers that people collect as well. So it's depending on the type of what you're into. But Wonder Woman she's an amazing part of the Trinity, as we all know, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. But like I said, she's not really well read,
So just to clear it up, the Panini one I was talking about is a different one. This is the 1 in 25 incentive, and yeah, there's like very few copies, somewhere around the 30 mark on the census, and yeah, it's wicked. Is she pulling off a sexy Uncle Sam right there with the hat?
Yeah, it's fun. I like the little thigh highs or the flag. That's perfect. This is well done.
It's sexy, isn't it? It's sexy. Yeah. It really is. She's a saloon girl right there, and Wonder Woman. So
yeah,
plus it's steampunk. So you've got that whole and if you're patriotic, that's an extra plus too, right? I salute you, Wonder Woman.
I'll just say this: she's not dressed for gardening.
Wonder Woman 28, the Chi Jones steampunk variant, 1 in 25 from 2014, a CGC 9.8, $2,400, guys. Last but not least, what do we have next?
Ooh.
Look at that. Okay, number 10. This is the last read of 2024 here. So number 10 Shaker brings you Zombie Tramp #11 by Mile High Comics. This is the Star Wars homage, limited to 500, published by Action Lab Comics in 2015. Zombie Tramp is well-known for a lot of nudity, B-roll horror, and awesome parody homage covers. Typically released as a limited variant, Zombie Tramp has some of the best alternative covers in the biz. Like this book we've touched on in a prior market report. This book is another example, as the limited variants for this issue was a stellar Star Wars homage to the original movie poster facilitated by Mile High Comics. Now, this image has been homaged to death, but add a little sauciness to it and a whole new subset of fans become interested. Recently, a CGC 9.8 hit the market and sold for $400, a stellar jump of $136 from its previous high sale of $264 in 2022. It also destroys the previous near mint raw high sale of $150 back in 2019 and the recent sale of a reported very fine 8.0 raw copy that sold for $61 back in September. This book hit a sweet spot on the market, as flexibility is key to securing one of the 5 of the highest grades 9.8 on the CGC census. The reason is that collectors know it's limited and it's titillating, and it's homages one of the biggest franchises of all time. Copies are listed and available, but for upwards of $1,000 for the same CGC 9.8 grade. Raw copies are more available, but they also cost north of $200. Keep those eyes peeled if you're in the market. Man, I tell you what, anything Star Wars, I'm all about. So this homage to the poster, the original movie poster, man, I love it. But I don't love it enough to pay $1,000 or $400 for it.
I couldn't even tell it was a Star Wars homage. It wasn't that obvious to me.
Oh no, it stood out right away.
Oh, for sure, sure.
Yeah.
It stood out right away. Look, Zombie Tramp is Zombie Tramp. It's one of those books. Again, most people collect for the covers, right? I don't want to be that guy, but how many of us are actually reading Betty Page or Red Sonja? I'm curious. It is what it is.
Right,
Reading, I don't even buy those books.
So, I totally get it. You add the sauciness, like you just said. You throw in some Star Wars homage, and you make it a little sexy. Hell yeah! I understand why certain collectors would want to pick this up, but yeah, CGC 9.8, $400. Not too shabby for this one.
So Lando,
and Lando too. Lando, by the way, I'm gonna have to say this is the breast cover for the night, man.
I waited for you guys to say it. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, but I was gonna.
So apparently there's a story underneath the cover. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
It can just be blank pages and it would still sell. Like no one else really goes past that cover,
right? So a couple things here. So we get the list ahead of the show often, and I always like to do some research. I remember Mile High Comics. They have quite the history. If you guys want a trip, read the wiki on Mile High Comics, because holy crap, dude, there's a lot of really weird, wacky history with this store. One of the things that I always see is that logo, that stupid, Denver woodchuck or whatever the hell it is holding. They always put it on the front. Most store exclusives put the logo on the back. I think that's more respectable, just personally. But Mile High, on everything, including the free comic book day comics that they get, they always slap their logo right on the front, and it's such it draws the eye in such a negative way. So also, Chuck, that's the owner of Mile High Comics. If you happen to see this sometime in the future, by God, update your website. It's not 1992 anymore. Okay? Oh my God. That's all I got to say about that.
I think the logo is interesting to do that. It's an interesting choice.
Back then, when there wasn't when it wasn't a regular thing for stores to do retail exclusives, they put their logo on the front cover. Like, I've seen worse.
But they still do it. They still do
it.
I mean, I bought a mystery box from them on their Black Friday sale, and it came with a couple store exclusives, and there were the free comics, free comic day from 2022 and 2023 that had the Mile High comic not like stamped in the lower right hand corner like you would normally see, but like colored on the cover. It's just like, oh, it's so jarring.
When you're fitting the bill, you got to make some decisions sometimes. That's all.
All right, this is our last shaker tonight, guys. Gabe is going to lead us here. So Zombie Trap number 11 was our last shaker with a 9.8 coming in at $400. And yeah, I'm excited because Gabe's going to take over for the shakers. You have your stuff ready?
I'm ready for it. I am.
While you're pulling that up, Gabe, I just want to say that the last read
for some shakers.
Last read for 2024 was Zombie Boobs. Okay, that was the last read for 2024. Only the Kicker Show.
And I got it too, so that tells you something.
All right, I'm ready. If you guys are ready, let's take a look at. Let's move in. Let's take a look at some hardcore shakers this week, everybody. Ooh. Here we go. Right off the bat, let's just take it off. Let's just start off right off the bat. how the mighty have fallen
Heavily.
with the Mark Djurjevic Ultimate Fallout 4 9.8. Looks like that's a $12,250 book. Nothing to sneeze at. That's still a good bit. That's a nice piece of scratch, but nowhere near that 40,000 plus we were seeing a few years ago.
Wild.
Wow.
Still the value of a slightly used Kia.
I own that one, man, to be honest. And let me go and
do me a favor. Hit up that
Yes, sir.
foom on the far right, man.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at that foom.
I love that art.
Foom.
Oh man, I know it's like some people will criticize it for using
boom,
colors, but I just love it. I dig it so much.
Yeah, dude. I said it before on a previous show. I've never read a foom book, but man, these covers have some of the best covers ever.
Oh, they're awesome.
Laura, we talked about that one.
They were basically like almost like fanzines, but actually put out by Marvel.
Right. Know? Laura, remember we talked about that one on an earlier show, I think it was, and then this actually came up in one of the reads.
It was the Doctor Doom one. I think it was issue 4.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Issue 11 is the one I want. I want that Jack Kirby cover. The Jack Kirby is back.
Oh, look at that, man.
I like that one. That's bad.
That's a beautiful John Buscema vision. Yeah.
Love foom
all over the place.
And what does FOOM stand for now?
Friends of Old
Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff there. That's a good call out there, Lando. Let me get back to the shakers.
Bring it.
Now, I'm just going to bring it up here real quick. $12,000 for Miles Morales or a giant-sized X-Men?
Oh,
giant-sized X-Men. For sure,
right.
Giant-sized X-Men.
We're all on the same. We're all on the right page here. All right.
Yes.
Cool. Or even, I've never seen a 0.3 CGC before.
That's weird.
I didn't know that was
a
an actual grade of 0.3.
Oh man, that's terrible, dude.
I thought it was 5, and then like a point.
It's got half. It's got the bottom edge of a page.
That's
all it is right there.
I got a couple staple pulls.
Yeah. I like to actually see what they got for that.
So we go from off-white to cream to what? Like that's charcoal or something.
We got nonsense. Yeah.
Go up again, Gabe. Go up and where? Okay, what do you think? Question to you: Hulk 181 or Giant Size X-Men?
Giant Size X-Men.
Yeah, I agree.
Giant Size X-Men was a turning point in the X-Men. Like that is all roads lead back to Giant Size X-Men and X-Men 94. The Chris Claremont, Dave Cockrum. That's where, because before that, X-Men was basically canceled for like 5 or 6 years, and they were just doing reprints just to keep the trademark alive. And then Claremont, they all came in, redid it, realized that X-Men's really popular across the world, started bringing in characters from all over the world to kind of appeal to their fan base across the world. That's why you got like a German, that's why you got a Russian, a Canadian, all that stuff. So that was the turning point. X-Men would not be the X-Men without this. They couldn't even get Jim Steranko. They couldn't even get Neil Adams to save the book. It was this that saved the title and the characters.
Well said.
It's hard for me to turn my back on my fellow Canadian Wolverine, man. But then again, that is the second appearance. So yeah, I'm going Giant Size X-Men.
Then you get like half a dozen other first appearances, right? Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler.
Right.
Like that's hardcore stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Chris Claremont at a convention. He didn't have a line. I got to talk to him for like 15 minutes. Super nice guy.
Yeah, he doesn't stop talking. He's awesome.
Go to that Wonder Woman number 142. Now that is what is that classic Golden Age cover right there?
Oh, the 41 here, the yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 50s.
That's a gorgeous. I mean, look. Once again, you see a lot of vibrant yellows, reds, blues, and then you've got your classic Wonder Woman look there.
Yeah,
10 cents cover price, man. That's some history.
Unfortunately, not a bondage cover though.
No,
not a bondage cover. Not a bondage cover. And if a lot of these, if you don't know, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, when they all originally came out, a lot of the storylines were all about social justice, saving the society from criminals and bad guys and good guys, because that was the era of when this was established and when it came out. So a lot of this, of what you see on early of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, you'll see a lot of social justice fighting, and as it goes on, you'll see a lot of the storyline change throughout to meet a lot of what society was going through at the time period. So a very interesting history over here. I mean, what is that going for? About $2,000, $2,500 or so?
Yeah, 2,500 for a 9
for
9.0.
for a 9.8. And I mean, if you can get that in a 9,
it is. This is a
imagine how
9.
beautiful
This is
that
a
looks.
9. So
Yeah.
it's beautiful
Hey,
stuff.
what's the Clone Wars? Is that Ahsoka's first appearance?
Yeah, this is the variant.
That's the variant to it. Yeah. That one's hard to get right there.
I didn't realize that
You
was limited to 1,000 because I know Justin had like a handful of copies.
Yeah, he probably has like 500 of these.
Yeah,
Of course he does.
Cover limited to one.
he had them autographed and like
Yeah.
personalized and all kinds of
course he
crazy stuff.
does.
Like he was going.
I
hard.
love this one so much better than the original cover, man. And this just has so much going on to it. So much for the eye, and the colors are so vibrant and beautiful,
Yeah,
man.
Well,
I
it's
tell you
more
what,
action than the original cover. Is just her
Yeah.
standing there.
The thing that I love is the fact that the Dark Horse Star Wars series are getting their flowers. I mean, there's a lot of really good books and stories that came out of the Dark Horse run for Star Wars, and
so underrated.
Yeah, for a while there,
so underrated. Yeah,
we didn't think that any would ever matter, but now they're going back and revisiting, and they're keeping the canon, and it's like, oh, you got to pay attention to those Dark Horse books.
This is Amazing Spider-Man 607 newsstand 9.8 $2,000.
That's
it's
nuts.
going for 2,000 now.
Yeah, for
an
9.8, but it's a newsstand. So
The newsstand from 2009. You're talking 1% of the run.
Exactly.
Wow,
Crazy town.
man, that's
That is crazy
amazing. I've got to look at my collection, see which one I got, dude.
Look at that foreign the Spanish Spider-Man.
Oh, you mean thick Gwen Stacy?
Hombre.
Oh my.
Hombre.
Gwen
Yes. Gwen Stacy in the culo.
I love these. I love these old these old.
Oh, I love the banner. I love how the banner pulled up here on cover price. Good job. Good job.
That focus. Okay.
Well, this is the Mexican Spider-Man where Gwen Stacy
Yeah.
didn't die, and and the Mexican publishers were able
This
to
is the ass book that you guys have been talking about for years. That's what
We
this
need
is.
this.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Ass all day long. I look at that and I just want to either bite it or slap it, Forgive me for saying that,
down,
but
man.
it's just so scrumptious.
Oh my
No,
God.
I don't-
It gets longer and longer.
Oh wait, click on the Nintendo Power. I think those are cool.
Absolutely.
Nintendo Power.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a
Yeah,
second.
Lando, why didn't you say anything about the Nintendo? Oh, and a blonde in a red dress. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
see that's
Look at
what I was
that.
looking at here.
Oh, God, that's perfect.
God, this is so creepy and ugly. I love it. I love it.
The teeth are great. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
How much is it?
What is that? 19 what? 50,
53.
53?
Yeah. So right
Okay,
before
that's reasonable. $6,500 for
crazy stuff,
$1,500. Yeah.
$1,500 is not bad. That's the thing with some of these
Donkey.
books. These like Golden Age horrors and war books, like they're $1,500 is a pricey is a pricey piece, but not as pricey as you would think it would be for something.
No,
like
it's
that,
not bad.
you know?
That's
Lando,
pretty
look at that.
Like
Nintendo
wars,
Power
Yep.
Donkey Kong is on that, man.
Look, this is
Yep.
your thing right here.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's another one. It's a 9.8 for a magazine, square bound. These
Yeah.
things were read till they fell apart.
Yeah,
You know,
and they
all
went
the
through
ones I had.
they went through the mail system too. I mean,
Mhm.
you could get these at supermarkets for a long time. It was all about getting them through the mail. You had to get it from a subscription.
I literally just took a picture of it so I don't forget to put this on the list on my
But that-
Sunday show because yes,
Yay!
this is amazing. Dude, Nintendo Powers, there's so many magazines out there, man. Especially it takes you back to the time where we played these video games for the first time. Nostalgia bug will get people to throw money.
Well, also, there was no like Game Facts. If anybody remembers Game
No.
Facts,
Yeah.
this is where you found your codes, how to beat a boss, all that kind of stuff was these magazines.
Yeah, getting it from this magazine or dialing up into a BBC forum.
Dialing up, yes.
Dracula number 12.
Ghost Rider.
Larry Strowman, Venom.
Yarlow Stark. What is that? What key is that? Is that
I've never
This
heard
is
of that.
Robert Crumb.
Which
cover.
one?
Yarlow Starks?
Yarrow Stalks.
He is
Robert
Crumb's first published
solo comic book.
Oh.
Interesting. There you go. Absolutely. Fantastic stuff at that.
yeah.
First Ghost Rider. I'm waiting for this to pop. I'm waiting for some Ghost Rider stuff to pop. I love Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Love Ghost Rider.
That's
That
so
all
cool.
black cover, man, oh man.
Yeah.
I remember that 9.8 is still on here. So
Man,
$250,000 a handful of years ago, $360,000.
that's got to be hard to get 9.8 on that, man.
Wow. I love the foreign covers of that one.
Superman. Look at this cool Superman. I love these yellow covers, dude. These yellow covers.
Speaking of Superman, a lot of chat on a lot of chat about the teaser dropping, you know, or more like a little mini trailer, more than a teaser, I guess, but a lot of chat on that, man. And I will tell you, being a animal lover myself, I was so happy to see Crypto in there. He was so adorable. He was so cute, man. I tell you what. And when Superman was like, "Take me home," and he grabbed it, I was like, "Oh man, that shows such a connection between man and man's best friend." You know what I mean? The relationship between a dog and a human, man. And I love seeing that, man. It just warmed my heart. So, and another thing I loved, and I saw what they did to using John Williams' orchestra to play the original, the 1979 Superman with Christopher Reeves on that. I love that. It had that nostalgic feel to it.
Beautiful.
And so I'm looking forward to what it is and what's it going to be, and going in it with an open mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So you got Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. That's amazing. Okay. I love Nathan Fillion.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's going to be a great Guy Gardner, even with the bowl cut. But I went frame by frame in that scene because something caught my eye. And I think that they digitally edited out Zatanna. I swear that she appears behind Guy Gardner for just a second, just a frame. I swear. When Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific and Hawk Girl are walking in, there's a scene that there's like this little blip there that I swear I see Zatanna there, just part of her behind Guy Gardner. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me, but the first thing that I thought of when I saw that was, oh, Laura's gonna love this movie.
It has to happen. Like if that's true, and if that's actually what's going to be happening here, I will just, oh my god, yes.
We know that James Gunn likes to, remove things from the movie when he does the trailer, or like hide things. So this is a very James Gunn thing to do. I think if Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl can be in this, I think we could see other League members, definitely. Maybe even some Society members. I don't know.
Well, I'm excited to see that Watchmen's on the shaker list, a 9.8 for $925 for one of the best comic books ever created.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's keep going. You want to do another page real quick? A little bit more time?
I want to do one more.
Let's do
People
a little
are
bit more.
holding. They're liking this game.
I've got a later
Silver.
printing of one of those Elf Quest. I have a $1.50 cover, not a $1 cover.
That's a beautiful
so
cover,
cool.
though.
That's
And
so cool.
They're huge. They're like magazine size.
Yeah, I remember those when they came out. I do remember. Dungeon magazine also came out around that era as well, I believe. But yeah, that very, very fantasy, very, sci-fi fantasy kind of what we've seen here. So yeah.
Shout out to
Love
Winnie
this.
Peeney and her husband for just keeping that property alive all this time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here, Laura, here's your book for your daughter. First appearance of the Teen Titans.
I'm on it. How much is it?
8.0 is 760.
That's not bad.
Wow.
That's really not that bad considering
Kid
what
Flash,
you're
Aqualad, Robin. Oh man, love that.
Was there a Dragon magazine on the Shaker list?
A Dragon magazine?
Like Dragon magazine for like Dungeons and Dragons? Scroll up.
No, that was the ElfQuest one we were
Oh,
talking
okay,
about.
right.
Remember?
No,
Yeah.
it's
Or even here too, Laura. Here's the one you're probably going to want is the DC
Dragon
Comics Presents. This is the current, the real like Teen Titan, just like Raven
Yeah.
and Cyborg and all them is this book.
Okay. I'm on it. Yeah, for real. She would love that for a Christmas present.
9.8, 852.
Not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Okay.
There you go. I love this one. I love the one Superman's getting his haircut, and the guy's got these giant clippers,
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
these hedge trimmers that could have been worked over there at the Bush Company.
See, that guy is dressed for gardening. This is what you need, okay?
All the broken scissors on the ground.
Can you imagine if that was like a 9.8, man? I mean, you can tell that's a little bit of a dingy cover right there, but if that the yellow just standing out on that, it's
Still waiting on
so
my
golden age,
come
man.
back from CGC, by the way.
Man, there's some pretty stuff. This is
Black
good stuff.
Cat, J. Scott Campbell. Oh, I have never seen that copy. Go to that Black Cat, J. Scott Campbell cover right there, man. I've never seen that cover.
$610 for a 9.8.
Wow.
You haven't seen this before, Marty? I love this cover because you see in the window,
Yeah.
it's Spider-Man swinging, like, you know, the one with
That's
Mary
a
Jane, he's
gorgeous
leaving, and then this is him coming to her house.
Ooh.
Get it on.
Wow.
But look at all those cats in her house, dude. I'm not a fan.
Wow,
Not
that's such a
fan.
look at the colors on that and everything. Who did his typically Ni Rufino or Sabine Rich typically does his coloring, man, but they're always on point on this, man. That's a gorgeous cover, dude.
Wicked.
Can't go wrong with J. Scott Campbell.
Nope.
Cannot go wrong.
I love the Phoenix cover. It's one of my favorite covers for X-Men.
That's a beautiful book.
That
The
one.
crazy face.
Her
Scares
crushing the
me.
logo. I love it when the logos are getting crushed or like
Yeah.
destroyed or just like mixed up. You know, that's the coolest stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always a sucker for that too. Like when
Yeah.
Hulk is smashing his or lifting it up or anything like that.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Love that stuff.
Oh, there's a
Batman 251, Neil Adams cover.
Mhm.
Love it.
More Teen Titans.
Conan, we were talking about Conan earlier. There's Conan #1 with the
There, Conan.
Barry
yeah.
Windsor Smith trying his hardest to be Jack Kirby.
Hmm.
Nintendo
Barry Windsor.
Fun
Come
Club
on.
News.
Barry Windsor Smith was around before Jack Kirby was, man.
Okay, look at that Nintendo Fun Club News. That is not a comic. It's not a magazine. That is an insert.
Wow. Why is it
Wow,
selling?
that's an insert? Is it really?
It's like a newsletter or something.
Yeah.
$550 for a 6.5?
Look at
Look
that.
at this. A slab 7.5, $4,000.
Whoa.
Wow, dude.
That's crazy.
Oh, I'm at the one with Mike Tyson on the cover.
Yeah, $8. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing that you could. That people were looking for inserts. That's awesome.
Mike Tyson is
That is interesting. I had no idea that people paid for inserts, man.
He's just
That's
your
silly.
Zatanna book too, Laura.
Yeah. The first Satana over
Yeah,
there.
that girl, first appearance of Harley Quinn right there. Batman Adventures.
How's that in pricing? A 9 for 530?
It's gone down significantly.
Has it?
It's gone
Okay.
down. Yes, absolutely, man. This
Good.
would be a $800 to $1,200 book, in its highlight, man. But it's gone down significantly.
I'd
Yeah.
happily buy it right now.
Yeah,
Good time to
definitely.
buy.
buy-
It's definitely turning it back into a buyer's market again.
Absolutely, this is the Lando. If you want to own that, this is the perfect time to buy right now, man.
I do.
Because of that low price. And remember too, you always see a comeback in a character, especially like Harley Quinn or something.
Yeah.
You see how big she was back in like a decade ago, man, the kids couldn't get enough of her, right? And then so they tried other characters to kind of speak to the children, bring in more readers into the comic book industry and things like that. But ultimately she's going to come back around again. They always do, man. So I would not sleep on a first appearance of Harley Quinn. If you can get that for within $400 to $500 range, dude, steal, man, grab it.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's still a good book to have. She's still like, I mean, we talking about like popular female characters. Like she's up there in the top of the totem pole for sure.
Yeah. Well, damn, Gabe, you killed that. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. I love it. That's like, yeah, perfect way to end the year. Like we were saying earlier, this is our last Shaker show of 2024. We'll be back. I believe it's on the 2nd or the 3rd, the second for a Shaker show. So make sure you guys are subs to the channel if you haven't already and give it a thumbs up. Let's do a round table goodbye. Chris, we'll start with you.
Well, hey, this is the first year that I've been on the Shaker Show with Lord. I've been invited to be part of the family for the Lords of the Long Box. I'm grateful for that. Closing out 2024 strong, absolutely loving it. And I can't wait to see what next year brings. And I'm so glad that I get to do it on the show with you guys. Except for Lando, you're leaving me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Lando.
Well, as you guys said, last show of the year, last show for good for me. So with that being said, and now the end is near. And so I think
There you go. My final curtain.
All right, there, old blue eyes, sing it.
Oh my gosh.
All jokes aside, guys, I do want to say something because I might hog a couple minutes here, so I apologize in advance. But 2024 has been an amazing year for comics. If you're a reader, you know exactly what I'm talking about because books have been incredible. But comics aside, there's been highs with you guys. I honestly have had a blast all year. There's been lows. You know, we've lost people, and those people will never be forgotten. That's for sure. I could assure you that because the people here that I'm here with tonight, to me, have become family. And I would not even imagine being here had we, circled back. I used to watch Lords of the Long Box, and I want to shout out Cover Price for, continuing this and bringing us here, gathering us together, because I know to you guys, they're lords. To me, they're legends and family. So thank you guys for having me here for 2024. I will still be here in 2025. I will be part of the top 10. Don't worry. Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not going too far. It's really just me and Chris breaking up. That's but shout out to everybody. Shout out to the chat. The guys who show up every single week. I see you. JSS Brooklyn, JD, Michael Baker, King of the Golden State, you name it. We see you guys. We appreciate every single one of you. So thank you all, man. I love you guys. You guys especially. My family. Your family. So thank you for this year.
Well, damn. Marty followed that up.
So,
wait, Marty has to be last. Marty can't go yet. Gabe.
Okay.
All right. Well, Lando, I think Lando landed it 100%. It was a good year. It was a rough year at times, but we've always strived. We've always found the openings. We've always made things better when we were faced with adversity, and that's what this has always been about. Legends, more legends coming up. 2025 is going to be an interesting year. I appreciate everybody that's been here. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Christmas time. Next year is going to be even better. So stick with us, and we'll do you right. That sounded dirty, and I meant it.
That's right, baby.
Gabe, welcome back to the Shaker Show.
Last but not least, Marty.
Yeah. So, man, what a year, right? We lost our brother, our friend, right? Tim, TiVo, right? We lost him, and it was the biggest punch in the gut for everybody. For a lot of people, especially a lot of people who loved him. But he's not gone in spirit because we have continued on with the legends of what he established. And we honestly could not continue to do this without you, Gabe, Chris, and Lando for joining us. Okay. I mean, really, I mean that, man. I'm not blowing smoke up your all's ass, because we could not continue to do this. And you guys have been constant with us forever doing this, and such great support from the community. I see the chat all the time. I see the things being said, and they're wonderful. They're great, man. And that's what that brought me back, to wanting to come back and be part of the community again, And I'm not as active as I used to be, but I just like to be a talking head now. That's it. I just like to be a talking head, and I have fun with it. And I think it's great that we can all come together like this for this wonderful platform that Cover Price has been giving us, and shout out to them. And also, I believe, aren't they doing something tomorrow night? There's a Christmas party, and I think that's going on. So, Laura, I'll let you plug that. Okay, you know more about that than I do.
That's
Go
gonna
ahead,
be a fun
Lando.
time. Don't worry. So
Okay.
now we spoiled it. There was no Christmas party where myself and Chris got in trouble. There you go.
Yeah. But thank you so much for coming along with us in this journey, and joining us in this journey. When you do this alone, it's just, it's lonely, but when you do it all together like we do, it's an adventure, right? And it's fun. We have fun. We share the same passion. We share the same love. And I don't want to keep you guys. Nevertheless, have a Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. Be safe out there. Enjoy yourself. May the comic gods and our spirit of our friend TiVo continue to bless your long boxes. Fill them with gold, silver, bronze, modern, frankincense, your gold, whatever. And may you always be filled with love and happiness, and bring in the new year peacefully with love and happiness and hope, with a prospering new year coming up. Excelsior.
Last one of the year, Excelsior, Marty. I can't follow any of that up. You guys have made this.
No. We're not letting you off the hook.
You're not getting off the hook. No,
Oh.
Laura, listen to me. You had an amazing year. You crushed it. You held this together. You told me something backstage, not backstage, sorry, in DMs. I'm gonna put it out there. We were talking TiVo, and I swear to God, man, I always say it. The biggest thing that will always, like a cloud over my head, is the fact I never got to do anything with him. Right? It's the one thing I wish to have done. And you told me one day it was bound to happen. He would have found you, and I know that through him you found me. And we found each other, and you guys are family. So, Laura, you're going to sign us off tonight. You crushed it for all of us in 2024.
Yes. Laura, this show would not have kept on going successfully without you at the helm. I want you to know that, Laura.
Booyah.
You are why this show is still going successfully. And even though I didn't know Tim personally, I have to think that he is so proud of you for such a banger 2024. You've done a spectacular job.
Absolutely.
Everybody give Laura her flowers in the chat. Down below. She's crying because she deserves that love. We love you, Laura. Come on, send us off nice.
We love you long time, Laura.
I hope TiVo's proud. I think he would be. I
he is. I told you he is.
I think he is. I think he's proud. I think that he's like, okay, you guys are doing good. He might have some notes for us, but I think overall it's been a good transition over to this. So thank you guys for being here. My crew, thank you guys for being here. I wouldn't want to do it without any of you. So that's all I can really say without bursting into tears tonight. So be safe. Have a very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We will see you guys at the beginning of next year. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting the show and keeping this going. It means the world to me. So, okay. Good night.
Love you.
Happy 2024. Bye.
For the entire crew, this is Tebow saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.